We're gonna light the world up coming up next. Hey guys, not doing a big video. I'm not getting dirty tonight, but I am gonna go ahead and throw these headlights on this car right quick, just to have something to put out there and have something to do this weekend. I really didn't have time to do everything where we went to Pigeon Forge and got all stuff, and we had a ton of stuff to do around the house here to get done, like laundry and stuff to catch up on. So I was gonna work on Dad's car today, but we had family stuff we had to do too as well, because I've been gone like crazy. So we'll probably keep it to next week, and maybe work on the trailer too next week. Hope so. Just see how things go. Never can tell. Some days I get stuff done, some days I don't. But I wanted to put something out, and I got these headlights here that should just screw in there. Now, one thing about these headlights, they have these that run a little marker light that's right here in this white part, as you can see. So I don't have any of these little bullet plugs right now, and I don't want to cut and solder this wire because I want to make these where I can unplug them if I need to without having to cut a wire. So I'll have to get some of those and make a harness up to my, what I'm going to do is tie them into the marker lights. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm just going to get them in there. I can always reach down here and plug that in later. So right now I'm just going to show you how to change headlights on an old car. And the reason I'm doing the video this late, like where it's almost getting dark, I want to see what these look like in the dark. Yeah, as I mentioned, I want to see what these look like in the dark. Now, changing headlights on these old cars is pretty simple. Right there's a screw, and if I'm not mistaken, you just take that 4-way screw out and the whole headlight comes out. So let's get a screwdriver, take it out, and see what happens. Also guys, I'm going to be trying the new intro on the channel. You saw like the shorts and stuff I made and the TikTok and everything. I made a new intro. Want to try something different. Like I said, I'd had the original intro forever, and I didn't have very much footage when I shot it. I maybe had made like 2 videos when I shot it, so I just kind of cut some pieces of stuff together. It served me pretty well. But you know, I've got a lot better footage. Kind of want to change the music up to something different. Stuff like that. So I wanted to make a better intro. And so that's what I've done. So y'all give me feedback on that, but we're going to try it on this video and see what we think about it. Also, I'm going to probably do a new end credits when I get time to do it. It'll be something kind of different too. Thinking something like the, you know, the intermission at a drive-in, kind of do that kind of thing. I'm not sure that screw is actually how you remove it, so I'm going to take this piece of trim off and see. It looks like that's just an adjuster, so we'll take this off. We'll just use my impact so it don't take all night. And see how these come out, because I can't remember. Actually, never took them out of this car. I've took them out of another car like it, but you know, each car is a little different. Cool thing about old cars was, though, they were a lot easier to change headlights on. Alright, so there we go. And it looks like this screw, that screw is actually the adjuster. It's the screw under it that you couldn't get to. So we take that out. And we got one right here, if you can see. Okay, so that's it. If you can see here, let me use the impact. But right there's all it is. Them 3 screws come out. This was an adjuster. And same all the way across. And it just plugs in. Like I said, that other wire will just stick through there. We can pull up the cowl and change that later. Now, some of these guys don't want to fit real well. Sometimes you have to trim the buckets out, but these look like they're going to be all right. So let's see what we got. All right, and there's what we got. Now let's see what it looks like with it on, right quick. All right, so I'm not getting power on that one. All right, so that works, and that is super bright. God almighty. I can't get the high beam to come on this side, so I'm not sure if it's something with the wiring. There's only 2 prongs on the high beams, so I might have to jump over a wire from this to that. We'll figure it out later. That right there is bright enough for me to see for now. But anyway, that's how you put these in. We'll go ahead and stick the other side in right quick. Actually, we'll probably leave this side and put this side and show you a difference just on low beam. But let's put this one back in and see what it does. Like I said, we might have to jump her over a low beam wire over to this one. It's not that big a deal. We'll just have to buy a new plug. Here is the difference. Now, like I said, I still don't know why this one's not popping on. I'll have to check the wiring. Maybe they have to have both terminals plugged in. I'm not sure. But that right there is brighter than both of those. So, this thing with bright lights on and all 4 of these lit up, it's going to look like the sun. So, we'll check that later. But, we'll button this all up. But, there you go. That's all you do. Change the headlight on one of these old cars. Just take 4-way screws, pop them out, put them back in. Like I said, we'll hook these little beams up in the middle later too. Just takes a minute, and we'll figure out why this is not. Yeah, maybe it was just not plugged in good. I'm not sure. I think it's something to do with that terminal, so we may have to change the plug on the end to a 3-bar plug. It's not that big a deal. We only want these to come on though when the high beam's on, so we might just have to jump her over from that wire to that wire too. I'm not sure, but we need to get a low beam plug and just solder it in and then do the beams. So we'll get all that stuff ordered, and but there it is. I think it looks pretty amazing on that car. All right, so I'm real pleased with that. So now maybe it won't look like I'm running down the highway with one of them little fiber optic things they give you at a haunted house trying to drive with it. But yeah, that's gonna be super bright. It's bright as my truck, so that's exactly what I wanted. So pretty happy with those. I got them on eBay. I'll put the link in the description there so you can find a set like them. And if you need some old school headlights, they're for sale. These are actually T3s. So anybody that actually wants to be all original, I've got them. We do have some more stuff to go on my car. This tubular control arms for the rear. I'm gonna put new springs on it, a new sway bar. They'll be coming. We're not gonna do that first. We're actually gonna get Dad's car, put it up in the iron here, put new brakes and everything on it, have it where he can drive it. I would have got it this weekend, but like I said, we had a million things go on where we were gone that I had to try to catch up on. So this is something a little short just to put out there. Like I said, you can use a 4-way screwdriver. You can change the headlights in an old school car. Ain't like a new car where you have to take the bumper off. And my dad's car, you have to take like the wheel off in the inner fender, his Acadia. So, you know, it's nothing stupid like that. It's a much simpler process. But that should get us down the road and we'll be able to see. Right now, as for this car, we're going to take all the bulbs out later. LED it all. I've got some laying over here that I need to do. I've just never finished them. See right there lays one. But we're going to get on Dad's car first, like I said. put it up on the lift, get all the stuff done with it. Then we'll get all like these tubular control arms and that sway bar and stuff. Maybe in mine, we may work on something else. We are going to change every bulb to an LED. I am going to build like LED boards that go in the taillights and the turn signals myself by hand because I can't get them to perfectly fit. So I'm going to actually order the stuff, hand build that. We still got these to stick on there, hide them up in the bumper. So we got a lot of lighting to do on this car still to get all that done too. Like I said, it'll all be LED, so it looks nice and neat. The gauges, we've actually going to do amber LEDs, so it doesn't look out of place. So, but we'll get on that after we get on Dad's car and get it maybe done. We'll do that maybe one weekend here. We got that in the trailer to do. A few other little things. The other cars we still got to get on. Just when I can get to them. So I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, we're 294 subscribers. And we're growing. New intro. Tell me what you think about it. Like, share, subscribe. Go rig something up, even if it's something as simple as just putting a headlight in a car.